everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate your support. So I have a rather quick video for you today. I don't think it's going to be super long, but I did receive my Warmer of the Month and Scent of the Month kit. So this is for the October Warmer of the Month as well as the October Scent of the Month. I have already smelled the Scent of the Month for October. That's only because I did purchase the September whiff box and there was a bar of that in the whiff box. So if you go back and watch my Harvest video where I went through my big order from Harvest and September 1st, you will see my first sniff reaction to the new Scent of the Month for October. So I have already smelled it cold, so I can give you my opinions on what it smells like cold, and I've actually already went ahead and warmed it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my warm reviews for the October Scent of the Month as well. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So if you're not a consultant, you may not know that Scentsy offers it's kind of like a subscription for consultants. If you're a consultant, you can subscribe to either Scent of the Month or you can subscribe to both Scent of the Month and Warmer of the Month. So you get to choose. You can just do Scent of the Month if you want to, or you can do Scent of the Month and Warmer of the Month. I normally do both unless it's just a warmer that I know I can't sell or it's a warmer that I'm just not interested in personally. I do really like the Warmer of the Month for October. I considered just doing the Scent of the Month instead of Warmer of the Month for October, only because I just have so many fall warmers, but it was just so adorable that I just was like, okay, let's just go ahead and just do both. So if you're a consultant and you're interested in subscribing, that normally does process on the 15th. And then it gets here relatively early. This did process around September 15th and I already received it. I received it on like September 18th. So you do get it early. You get to enjoy it early. And that's honestly one of my favorite perks from Scentsy is that we get to subscribe to Warmer and Scent of the Month early, and we get to go ahead and get those things and enjoy them and get to give our opinions about them. I'll go ahead and go over the bar with you. I'll pull the warmer out and let you see it and we'll talk about it. So like I said, I've already cold sniffed the bar, and if you watch the Harvest video, you know that I absolutely fell in love with this bar. The Scent of the Month for October is going to be Vanilla Chestnut. It's this really cute bar. It is kind of like a burnt orange color. Okay, so I absolutely love this scent. I was a little bit worried when I read Vanilla Chestnut, just because usually if it's not a vanilla bakery scent, I don't really like those vanilla scents, not usually, just because sometimes they can give me a headache. But thankfully, this one does not have that much vanilla in it, quite honestly. It smells so incredible. I love this bar so much. It is like the perfect fall bar, and also leading into Thanksgiving bar. I think this is just a beautiful scent. It's not bakery. It's not a gourmand bar. It's not anything like that. It's just a really dry type of fall bar. It is spicy. It is considered a spice category scent, which I do think is where it needs to be. It needs to be in that category. But in my opinion, it's not so much cinnamon as it is clove. I smell so much clove in this bar. That's mostly what I smell. There is cinnamon in it, and you can smell more cinnamon as it warms, but it's mostly clove. This bar is so good. I have been waiting for Scentsy to make a bar like this because this is going to be such a great mixing bar to be able to mix with things, because we have so many scents that I love, but I'm always craving extra cinnamon or extra spices in those particular bars. And now I can mix them with this bar. So this bar is definitely going to my club. I'm not sure that it will be there forever, but for now, definitely. I don't smell much vanilla at all. I do smell the chestnuts as it's warming. I'll go ahead and read you the description. So in the Warmer Kit of the Month, you also receive the flyers, these little brochures. So you do get these little brochures. You get 50 of them so that you can make samples or hand these out to your customers. There's also scratch and sniff stickers of the Scent of the Month in your kit. So you get 72 stickers. I can't, like, if I mail out something to my customers, I'll usually use the scratch and sniff stickers. But if for my local customers who are picking up orders and that sort of thing, I always make samples of the scent of the month and attach them, put them in like a little baggie, and I attach them to my little brochures so that I can hand those out to my customers. I normally do a half a cube per customer. It just depends. That way they can get a good scent experience from it and they can see if they like the bar. The description says, creamy chestnuts and sugared spice cozy up in the shelter of vanilla woods. And like I said, it is a spice category. There is a picture of kind of like some of the notes in it. So I can tell you when I read it, like I said, I thought it was going to be a lot more vanilla than this. And if you are a customer or a consultant who was hoping for more vanilla, I think you might be just a little bit disappointed because the name does say Vanilla Chestnut. And so you would assume that there would be more vanilla in this bar, but there really is not. There really isn't. There might be just a hint of some vanilla, but nothing that is like really strong or like what I was expecting. So I love that about that. I think there's going to be customers out there who's absolutely probably not going to try this bar because it says Vanilla Chestnut, but they need to because it's amazing and it really doesn't have that vanilla. Now, the description even said something about sugared spice. Okay, so I was expecting maybe a little bit of sweetness, and there is a hint of sweetness, but not much at all. Really not much sweetness at all. Now, when you get this kit, you get 7 of these wax bars in the scent of the month, as well as you get a pod in the scent of the month. Now, the pod, in my opinion, does smell a little bit more sweet. The pods can sometimes smell a little bit different than the wax. I'm sure that's because they have to, use the oils and they have to make them a different way. But definitely the pods smell sweeter. They don't smell as much like clove, in my opinion. The pods, in my opinion, just don't smell exactly the same. And that happens sometimes with some of the fragrances. In my opinion, the pods are a lot sweeter. So if you're hoping for more of a sweetness to it, I definitely think you'll like the pods. I like both of the scents. I like them both. But I think I prefer it more in the wax just because it's got more spice, it's got more clove, and this one is more of a sugary type version of it. Now, I haven't tried using these yet, so maybe it will smell more like the wax bar as I use the pod. Okay, so for the bar, my mom and I both absolutely love all cinnamon, all clove, everything. She absolutely does not like anything with vanilla in it, nothing. She just does not like the scent of vanilla. She doesn't like it in bakery. She doesn't like normal vanilla, nothing. Even though this one says Vanilla Chestnut, I am definitely going to be giving her some of this to try just because I do think she'll like it because it's just barely there. It is so good. It is, like I said, it is such a good fall type of scent. It's perfect for Thanksgiving, I think. It does have a drier feel. It has more of a traditional feel, in my opinion. Like, this is more of a fall scent that you think of, like just a staple, like a scent that everyone could reach for. So in my notes, I did write some notes down. I definitely feel like this bar has just a hint of a masculineness to it. As I was warming it, it just seemed like, barely, just leaning, just a hint of maybe just a tad bit of a masculine note. And that could be the woodsiness to it that was coming out. It almost smells like crunchy leaves, in my opinion. And that just could be because it is like a dry type of fall scent. I can almost smell like pine cones, not an earthiness, but almost like I said, like the fall leaves. And the clove, there's so much clove in this bar. I love this bar because of that. So we have clove and cinnamon, and I absolutely love clove and cinnamon, but it has a lot of cinnamon in it. And sometimes, you just want more of like this clove scent, and this one is perfect for that. So not much vanilla. There's not much vanilla in this bar at all. So don't be scared of that if you're afraid of vanilla bars. I think you should definitely give this one a try. Like I said, this one is not bakery at all. So if you don't normally go for bakery scents, but you want a good fall scent that's going to make it smell like fall and just bring back memories of fall, this one's perfect. I love this bar. I'm definitely going to have to put this one in club, and I'm going to have to mix it with some things. So I did pull some bars over here that I will recommend to you that I think are just going to be amazing mixes to mix with this bar. But I will go over that after I show you the warmer. That way, if you're not interested in hearing about the mixes, you can see the warmer and then you can leave if you need to. I mean, I would love for you to stay, but that way you don't have to stay and watch the mixes if you're not interested. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the warmer of the month for October. Okay, so this is the box. This one is just so cute. I just knew, I tried not to get another fall warmer because I just have so many, but it's pumpkins, and I just love pumpkin warmers. Okay, so this is an element warmer, and if you're not familiar with what that means, an element warmer just basically means that instead of using a light bulb, Scentsy uses an element to heat the wax. So you don't ever have a bulb that you have to change with an element warmer or anything like that. And usually the element warmers do not light up. The only place that they light up is just on, there's like a little indicator light that will turn on just to let you know that it is on. And then when you turn it off, it goes off. Okay. So this is the bottom part of the pumpkin. It's so cute. So this is the actual element that will heat the dish so that it warms the wax for you. And this is the dish. This is so cute. This is such a different dish because it's a lot deeper. Now it does say on the back, like if you look at the dishes, there's usually a number. This one says up to 4 cubes. It's got the number 4 on there. I think this one might be a little bit of a challenge to get clean for some people. I personally will probably use the small cotton cleanups. I think that they will work pretty good on this to clean it, but you can also use cotton balls. I think that will be fine. All right, now this is the lid. So this is the top. So I love the way Scentsy designed this lid. Okay, so the front of it looks like this, and the back of it is open like this so the scent can escape. Scentsy has to be careful when they create warmers because I have noticed before if a warmer has a lid that just doesn't have many holes on the top or it's like more enclosed, it just doesn't have as good of a scent throw as warmers that don't have a lid or warmers that have more of like an opening for the scent to kind of escape from. So I love that it's open in the back like that. Okay, let me see if I can show you this carefully here. Okay, so this is the warmer of the month. It is absolutely so precious. I love this. So like I said, that's the back of it. I love these colors. I used to decorate using like aquas and like mint greens like this around Thanksgiving and fall. I don't do that as much anymore. I do mostly, like the oranges and stuff. I still love this color. And another thing that I absolutely love about this warmer is that it's not a really super glossy finish. It's more of like a satin matte, almost matte, but not quite matte. Just absolutely beautiful. And it's almost like you can see like, like the texture of the pumpkin. So pretty. So pretty. I am glad that I got this. So this is ceramic. And let me read you what the wattage is. Let's see. Oh, so it's a 13 watt. Okay. So this is a 13 watt warmer. And like I said, it doesn't take bulbs. It has the element part to it. But it being a 13 watt means that this is probably going to be a really, really good performing warmer. Okay, so there's that one more time. It is pretty small. Let me see if this tells me. So it says 8 inches tall, just in case you need to know that. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side so I don't break it. And I'll go over the pricing with you real quick. Okay, brochure. Okay, so for the month of October, when this is actually available to customers, you can get this warmer on sale for $45 throughout the month of October. So the regular price for it is $50, but as long as you buy it within October, you will get the 10% off and get it for $45. Now, it is while supplies last. If for some reason it does not sell out within the month of October, it still will be available after that for a little while. And you can purchase it for the regular price for $50. You just won't get that discount. Okay, and if you want the Vanilla Chestnut bar, you can get it in the whiff box this month. If you want it now, you can go ahead and get a whiff box. The September whiff box will have it in there, or it should. Or you can wait until October. If you get it in October, you can get one bar 10% off. And if you do that, it'll be $5.40. So you can get a bar of it for $5.40 in October and try it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some mixes with you about what I am most excited to mix. I get some coffee real quick. I am excited to mix a lot of different scents with this, okay? I think because it just seems like a really good base scent. It just seems like the perfect scent to warm all kinds of pumpkin scents with. I'm going to try warming some apple scents with it. And then I've got some other things over here. I am going to try mixing this license bar that's available right now. This is the Frightfully Delightful bar. This one has a little bit of peach in it, but it also has pumpkin. It's also a little bit on the sweet side, and there's no type of spices in this bar to my nose. So this one is really, really sweet. This is a really, really sweet bar. I love this bar, but it is a little bit on the too sweet side for me. So I am actually going to try mixing it with this Vanilla Chestnut because I feel like this is going to help, you know, make it more woodsy, kind of tone down that sweetness, bring in that clove. So I really am excited about this mix. I'm going to try that for sure. I am going to try Caramel Apple Craze because Caramel Apple Craze has got a little bit of the sweetness from the caramel, plus it has the apple. We're going to try that. We're going to see how that does. It's another one. Okay, I did pull Farm Stand Pumpkin. I am going to try that as a mix. However, Farm Stand Pumpkin is just not one of my favorite bars. The reason why it's not one of my favorite bars is because it's just not a good performer for me, in my opinion. I don't know if it's because of the tall ceilings and it just being real open in here, but it's just never performed that well. Now, at my old house, it did perform a little bit better, but I just have a hard time smelling this one. So I thought maybe mixed with this one, it would just give it like a hint of the sweetness that's in here, a hint of like the apple and the pumpkin, and bring that out. And maybe I will absolutely love it mixed with this one. So we're going to try that for sure. I did grab Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. This one may be just a little bit too much spice to be mixing with this one, but we're going to try. We're going to see what happens. Because this one has also got the sweetness to it. So all of these, most of the ones that I pulled have got some sweetness to them. So it is going to be pulling in some sweetness. I don't know if it's going to make it smell more bakery. I don't know what's going to happen, but I love mixing scents and we're just going to try it. I might find like a new favorite here. Now, Autumn Hearth is my favorite bar for fall, and it's perfect, absolutely perfect the way that it is. So I don't really think that it needs to be mixed, but I may try mixing it just to see what happens. Even if I didn't mix Autumn Hearth, like if I just had Autumn Hearth going in one warmer, like over towards the kitchen, and then I had Vanilla Chestnut going in a warmer over here. I do that a lot too, where I have different scents like on each side of the room. And even though they're not mixed in the same warmer, they still kind of like mix within your space and smell absolutely beautiful. So I may do that instead of actually mixing it in the same warmer with Autumn Hearth. I also thought that the current scent of the month, the September scent of the month, Spooky But Sweet, would be a really good one to mix with the Vanilla Chestnut. So Spooky But Sweet smells sweet. It also smells like it has caramel. It smells a little bit like Halloween candy. But again, there's just really not that much spice or anything like that in this one. So I want to try adding this one to see what happens. So I'm definitely going to do that mix. Now, I did pull this bar out just because if any of you are disappointed about this one not having enough vanilla, I thought maybe you could try mixing the Very Vanilla bar that's still available in the catalog. This was new. This was one of the 10 new bars for spring, summer this year. So it is still available in the fall winter catalog. So this one, in my opinion, is not a bakery vanilla. This is more of like a body care type vanilla. So I really thought this one might be a good one for those of you who want this bar to be more vanilla. Maybe you can try mixing this with it and see what happens. I personally probably won't do that just because I'm not interested in it having more vanilla, but I do think it would be beautiful. I also pulled this one. I don't know if this is going to be a good option or not because it is the sparkling spiced citrus. So this one has the orange in it, but this vanilla chestnut. Okay, so there was a bar called Sweet Orange Pomander, and my mom and I both love that bar so much. I don't think it was last year. I can't remember when it was. Was it last year or the year before last year? It came out in like bricks. But I have that one in my club. I love that one so much. It has a lot of spices like cinnamon, clove, really forward, but you don't smell much orange in it. So I thought maybe if I mix these two, it will smell more like the way the Sweet Orange Pomander should have smelled. I mean, I love it the way that it is, but I mean, by going off of that name, you would think it would smell more like orange. So this one is super, super orange, like super citrusy. It has the spices. This is a fantastic performer in here. I absolutely love this bar by itself. But I thought, okay, I want to try mixing it with this too, because then this will introduce some of the clove into this bar, because this one really didn't have that much clove. So I think I will really love that one too. I love orange. All right, so I also have Falling Apples. I'm not a huge fan of this bar. I do like it. It's a little bit on the woodsy side. But I do like it. So I was just curious, maybe this one would be a good mix. I might try that as well. Now, Apple Spice Season. This is becoming a favorite of mine. This new bar that's in the Harvest collection. I love this bar. It is perfect the way that it is. It smells absolutely wonderful. But again, I love mixing. And so we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. I'm sure that I will enjoy it. Even if I don't mix it in the same warmer, like I said, I will probably try mixing them all around this room and just kind of let the scents go together and see what happens. Now, I did pull Forever Fall because it is my favorite pumpkin bar. Absolutely, this is my favorite #1 pumpkin bar. Love it because it's bakery, it's got spices, it's pumpkin. This one doesn't need anything. This one is perfect the way it is, doesn't need anything. But come Thanksgiving, for some reason, I just think of more clove and spices for Thanksgiving. But I also think of bakery because, I mean, you're baking pies and you're doing things like that. So I thought maybe around Thanksgiving, maybe I would want to warm these, maybe not in the same warmer, but in the same areas, just because it would get some more of that clove in the air, as well as you have your pumpkin bakery. I also pulled Berry Good Pumpkin. So this is from the Gordy Goodness collection. And I love it the way that it is. You don't smell much pumpkin in this one at all. And I have no idea. This may not be a good mix, berry pumpkin with this vanilla chestnut, because it is very fruity. But I'm curious and I want to try it. So so that was another one that I pulled to the side to try. Now I also pulled Brown Butter Pumpkin. Okay. This bar is one of the 10 new releases for the fall winter catalog. And it is a really good smelling bar. However, it smells a lot of butter. Like, you smell so much butter in this bar. You smell some pumpkin, but I mean, it's very butter forward. I thought maybe this one would be a good one to mix with the vanilla chestnut as well, just because it would bring in some spices. It would give this one something else. So we're going to try that. So the last bar that I think I'm going to try mixing, well, I've got two here. Still, it may come up with more options as I'm kind of like looking through some of my old bars that I need to warm through. I also pulled out Welcome Home. So I pulled out a Welcome Home bar because I love Welcome Home. Don't get me wrong. I could warm this year round, but it is a little bit on the sweet side for me. I don't know what it is about this bar. It reminds me of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the cereal. Like, that's kind of what it smells like, just a little bit. It's definitely got like the sweet cinnamon. So sometimes this is almost a little too sweet. Like, my mom doesn't really care for this bar. She loves her cinnamon bars, but this one is just a little bit too sweet, like on the sugary side. So I thought maybe I would try it with this and see if that brings in some clove and tones down that sweetness of the Welcome Home. And then the last thing I grabbed was, I did get a brick of the baked apple pie in my club. And I thought about mixing vanilla chestnut with this because I do like, okay, so I normally do like the bars that have pecans and chestnut and that sort of thing in it. And baked apple pie is a really good bar by itself. It's not the best performer, in my opinion, as far as lasting long in the warmers. But I really thought, okay, let's mix something like this, add some chestnuts, add some clove to it, and see what happens. Okay, so I think that's all that I grabbed for mixers that I'm going to try for right now. I'm not sure that I will do another video like telling you what my opinions are unless somebody just wants to know, but I might post some on the shorts, the YouTube shorts if I get around to it. I might post some of those. Like if I find a really good mix, I might share it that way because I am excited for this bar. I'm just excited for the mixes. I have it going right now in the warmers. So I did do 2 cubes of the vanilla chestnut in here. I usually take 2 cubes and I just kind of like just do a little bit in each warmer. That gives me a better scent experience than doing, 2 to 3 cubes in each warmer. Now, sometimes I do use 3 cubes. It just depends. But usually I start out with 2 cubes and I see if it's a good performer or not. In my opinion, it is a little bit on the light side. It still performs average, maybe a little bit less than average. It hasn't been quite 24 hours yet. But I think it's going to be fine at 24 hours, maybe just a little bit less. So it isn't quite average in my opinion. I think it's just a little bit less. But I still absolutely love this bar. I can't wait to mix more with it and then see what kind of new favorites that I come up with by doing that. I definitely think this is going to be a club worthy bar for a lot of people just because I don't really know of anything that Scentsy has that's comparable to this besides the clove and cinnamon. But that one is way more cinnamon forward, whereas this one's more of like clove forward plus the chestnuts and a little bit on the woodsy side as well as just like the hint of the manliness. So good. So good. I definitely recommend trying the vanilla chestnut. Definitely. If you love your fall bars, give this one a try. And you don't like bakery, definitely give that one a try. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's all that I have for today. I'm very excited about getting the new warmer out. I've got to find somewhere to put it and trying some of these mixes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you've smelled the bar, if you received the bar in a whiff box, or if you're a consultant and you purchased the scent of the month or the warmer and scent of the month kit. Let me know what you smell. Like, do you like it? Do you love it? Were you hoping for more of the vanilla? Are you planning on mixing it with anything? I would love to know if there's any other mixes out there that maybe I should try. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.